It's 2026 and I'm officially starting Project Pan. So recently I went to Korea and I was feeling quite proud of myself for not buying too much things. These were all the things that I bought, which honestly didn't feel like a lot, especially considering that I'm such a huge fan of beauty and that I visited Korea, the beauty Mecca. Well, that was how I actually felt until I started to organize my thing. And is it just me or seems like my stuff take up so much space in my home? Even my vanity at a glance, it looks okayish, but this cosmetics actually make up for around 30 to 40% of my whole collection. Not to mention there's still a lot of unused things inside. I mean, what do you mean? I have several eyeshadow palettes that's barely touched. So instead of just feeling or guessing on how much I own, I decided to compile everything into a spreadsheet, and the results were quite shocking to me. And that's not even everything. I did not include travel size products, samples, nail products, and those toiletries that we use every day. Even excluding those, I have 195 items with a total cost of 77 million rupiah, which is roughly around 4,600 USD, more or less. Maybe for some people this amount is not a huge deal, but for me, this is not okay. For context, I'm Indonesian and the minimum wage here in the capital city is 5.7 million rupiah per month. So 77 million equals to someone else 13 months of salary, or equals to 2 to 3 trips to Japan in full freight service. So at current gold price in Indonesia, this could have been 30 grams of gold instead of makeup. If you work in the beauty industry, then it's understandable that you have a huge collection. But then I'm not. I'm just a normal human who barely does her own makeup. This is not okay, and this is not normal. So I told myself that I have to do something to change my beauty shopping habits. I'm not going to lie, actually I felt really guilty after knowing this fact, and I'm not trying to blame myself too much. I mean, what's done is already done, right? So instead of blaming myself for the past mistakes, why don't I make a good use of what I already own currently, right? So Project Pan, here we go. Okay, so looking at the list that I compiled, let's start by analyzing my patterns by category. I divided everything into 12 categories. The first one is body care. I have 6 items, cleanser 15 items, fragrance 7 items, hair care 20 items, lip care 6 items, base makeup 19 items, cheek makeup 22 items, eye makeup 35 items, lip makeup 25 items, nail 2 items. I actually have more than 2, but I got lazy of compiling, so it should be around a dozen, I think. And the last is skincare. I have around 40 items. You can clearly see that my main problem is makeup. I only have one face, but somehow I own 101 items. Instead of spending so much money into buying makeup, why didn't I channel that energy into eating healthier or doing workout? Other than makeup, I don't think I have that big of a problem. Actually, just look at this list already makes me feel overwhelmed, to be honest. Like, how am I supposed to use all of them up? For now, I'm planning to prioritize items based on their expiry dates. There are around 62 items that will expire this year, so I try to focus on using those first. But this is still based purely on the list. I actually haven't decluttered or sorted everything out yet. So here are some rules that I set for myself, and maybe it could be useful for you too. First, no hate panning. If I don't like a product or if it doesn't suit me, then I let it go. Life is too short to force myself to use things that makes me miserable. I mean, I only live once, right? The second is no unnecessary replacement. If I finish something, then it doesn't mean automatically I have to get a new thing. Instead, I just shop around my stash and to see if there's something similar that's untouched yet. Third is progress over perfection. I don't have to finish everything. Even hitting pan, using something consistently, or understanding why I don't like a product consists as a progress to me. Fourth, I'm allowed to change my mind. If a product doesn't serve my lifestyle or doesn't suit my skin anymore, then I'm allowed to rotate it out. This project pan is meant to support my life, not to control it. And lastly, this is a learning project. I want to understand my habits and not to punish myself for the past decision. Okay, let me take out everything so we can actually see the amount, because visual representation is always the best, right? the nail stuffs that I say I didn't put in before. All of this used to be money, and those money were made by exchanging time. Imagine having 30 grams of gold instead of a bunch of makeup and cosmetics lying around here. Maybe I should give away some stuff to people, but some of these are expiring soon, so I'm not sure whether it's ethical or not to give it away. What do you think? Or maybe I should make in-depth reviews or makeup tutorials using what I already have. Anyway, let's just start decluttering. But I think decluttering deserves its own video, so see you next time. Bye.